I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. No, I'm not. I'm 24 now. See, I'm shy. I'm sure you're shy. We shy people just love shy books. So that is what this video is about. In this video, I'm going to be recommending books for all my shy girlies, just like me, who find it difficult to walk into a crowded room without scrolling on their phone and pretending like they're texting someone, because really you're not. You are just going up and down, just swiping on your phone, pretending like you're doing that. And for people too afraid to raise their hands up, because why would you want attention on yourself? So today, that is what we're going to be talking about. Books that are shy friendly for my fellow shy readers just like me. And if you hear a bell ringing in the background, it is my cat playing. So we can't stop the force of nature, so we're gonna ignore. So these are going to be books with shy main characters in it who are going through similar things that we shy people are going through in our lives, and it will just help us relate. I guess let's start. And as I speak about these books, I am going to be rating these books by sunglasses. Now, why sunglasses, you ask? Because the amount of sunglasses that I pair with these books, get it? Because I'm smart. They are going to be the intensity of shyness that this main character embodies, or just how shy or introverted the theme is in the book. Let's get started. So the first book I have for you is The Good Part. So this is a book with magical realism in it, and it's about Lucy, who is done with, with dating apps. She is done, exhausted. She doesn't want to work anymore, like many of us in this world. And she just wants to go to the good part where she is successful, has a stable job, has a great husband, has children, and has a great fulfilling life. So one night she stumbles upon a vending machine and she makes a wish to go to the good part, and lo and behold, the next day that she wakes up, she next to a handsome man who is 40-something years old. She too is 40-something years old, and she's basically skipped to the good part, and now she has to decide whether she wants to stay in the good part or go back to her past. You get what I mean. And the reason I include this book is because the whole theme of this book is, I guess, kind of introverted because of our female character, because she's someone who doesn't want to really be seen. She's kind of tired of putting herself out there, and she just wants to go to the good part. And I have so many quotes from this that I have tabbed back in my tabbing days, because I don't tab anymore, and a lot of them were things that I probably think of as a shy person, as an introverted person. A lot of the monologue that goes in her head is what we people would think about. It's a lot of what will people think. I probably shouldn't say this because the other person will think of me in a certain way. Or now that I think of it, maybe it doesn't give shy vibes. You know what? No, it does. It gives a little bit of introvert vibes, and I don't know how to explain it, but it just gives those vibes. How do I recommend this to you? So basically, before she travels to the good part, she is not the main character of her life. She lives in a shabby house. She hates everything. She hates herself. And now that she is in the good part, we see a change in her. She's more confident because obviously she has everything. So we see that difference of how she lived her life before she had everything she wanted, and now that she has everything she wants or wanted. It was really nice to see that growth and that change, because I mean, in me, I can't see that right now because I'm only living one life, so it was good to see her time travel and do that for me. That was really nice. Thank you, Lucy. And it says, would you risk missing the messy in between? Find out. Read the book. Ooh, and now for the fun part, how many sunglasses would I give this? I think I would give this just 1 sunglasses, because she is a confident person. She speaks her mind. However, on the inside, she does have that introvert side to herself, and a little bit of ambivert side, I guess you could say, comes out in the second half of the book. So I still think it's a good recommendation, okay? Not me saying that out loud because I'm doubting myself a little bit right now, but no, it is a good book. Read it. See, over there we were just dabbling into the introverted territory. Now we are gonna jump in full force. The book I have for you is Falling Hard for the Real Girl. This book is about Maggie, who lives in the Tower of London. She works as a tour guide, and she lives a mundane life. However, one day something comes up to her, and all those royal guards like that, the ones who don't move, she goes and tries to annoy one of them to basically have him move, and he does. Then Maggie and this mysterious guard get to know each other, and that is the book. That is the story. Instantly, when I read this book, I was like, there are so many quotes that I can relate to, which is why I didn't tap anything, because I think I would have tapped the whole book. This girl is literally so shy. She doesn't want to be noticed. She doesn't want to be seen. She doesn't want to have a dating life. She doesn't want to, she just wants to be non-existent. She's not having a mental crisis. Trust me, she's just shy. First of all, this book is so great. I love the setting of it being in Tower of London. And not only is she shy, but the guy is a bit shy as well. So if you compare them both, I think you would say Maggie is less shy than the guy, because obviously, one person has to be a little bit more shy than the other in this dynamic. We can't have both of them being like, no. So that is really interesting, because they both are in their heads. They're both thinking different things, and then for them to come together and try to talk, be friends, be something more, that is a very interesting dynamic. There's lots of cozy and wholesome moments in this as well, where I guess you get to see more of talkative and outgoing side of Maggie, where she meets up with these locals in the pub after work, and she really just has a good time. And they're all like old men, like who have guardian jobs, and they're just old men. She, however, speaks so freely with them, and she just has such a great time, which I love. It really goes to show how introverted people, we open up in certain groups with certain people, and you really get to see that with her in this book. I also love the character arc in this because at the beginning you can tell she is very shy, close to depressed, I guess you could say. She's very closed off. She doesn't talk to anyone. However, at the end of the book, you see a lot of relationships being formed, a lot of connections being made, and her just being, if not going out of her introvertedness, just being a confident person overall. And I think I love that. And how many sunglasses would I give this one? I would definitely give this one, I think, 3 sunglasses. She'd be wearing a ton of them to hide her face, my dear. The next book I have for you is My Extraordinary Life. First of all, it has a stunning cover. So this book is a bit similar to the first one, where it surrounds the topic of a girl living her life, not content with her life. So she decides on one thing, that she's gonna travel the world, become a vegan, and do something daring with her life. So she comes up with these 3 bucket lists, and she basically has to achieve them because she is tired of being in her shell, not doing anything, not being the daredevil that she is on the inside, maybe. And she wants to get out of her comfort zone because it says, have you ever wondered how normal you are? What if you were perfectly average? More than anyone else. The reason I really like this book is because, as the blurb suggests by itself, you see a beautiful character arc because you know what she wants, you know she has this goal, and at the end we get to that goal. You get to experience this monotonous life with her, and the chapters are divided into, I guess, the chapters are divided into like actual chapters. So there's like an inspiration chapter, there's her getting out of the rut chapter. So it's really like well structured for you to be able to read it very easily as well. So it's kind of like reading a self-help book, but fiction. Someone might have to be average, but Emily knows she wants more. It is very funny. I have lots of quotes in this that are just me kind of laughing because it references Mufasa. What more do you want? And she has these weird thoughts which she says out loud. For example, I have a quote tabbed here, which is, do you like the smell? And she said, are you kidding? I want to snort you. That was a very weird thing to say. So, you know, it's like, she's just weird, she's awkward, she's quirky, and I love it. This book is funny. And how many sunglasses would I give this book? 2. I would give it 2. She's not extreme introvert, also not an introvert. So 2 for this. The next book I have is a mystery crime book, and it is I Thought I Knew You. So this book follows Jules and Holly, who are 2 best friends. Jules has a daughter, Holly has a son. So they basically, you know, they grew up together. But one day, Jules's daughter accuses Holly's son of a heinous crime. What happened? And neither woman is prepared for the devastating impact this will have on their friendship, their families, and everything they thought they knew about each other. Hence, I Thought I Knew You. The reason I picked up this book is because from what I remember, one of the characters in this is quiet throughout the book. I think that is the son or the daughter, I don't remember, but one of them stays silent throughout the whole book. You don't really get to know what that character is thinking until like towards the end of the book. And there's so many complexities in this book because you have 2 best friends who have been best friends for a long time, and then when their children accuse each other of such things, what do you do? So it's amazing to see the parents' perspective and the kids' perspectives on this as well. Who do you know better, your oldest friend or your child? Silence. And so because this character, because they don't speak, it's a lot of silent treatment going throughout the book. It's a lot of them not communicating with their parents, however thinking the thoughts that they're thinking. We are also not privy to all of their thoughts, so we are kind of under the, you know, we are just as mysterious. We are just as in the dark as their families are. Also, I read this book a very long time ago, and I still remember stuff about this book, so that means it was a good book. And trust me, this book will keep you on your toes because the stakes are just so high. And how many sunglasses would this book be wearing? I think I would actually go and put this on 3 sunglasses just because of how much in the dark we are throughout the book. The boy does not speak for a very long time. Definitely a 3 because it's a little bit of what is happening. So 3. And the final book I have for you is Glass Houses. So this book is about 2 estranged sisters, 1 overgrown garden. So we have Jenna and Rosie, both sisters, who don't really like each other that much. However, Jenna loses her job and has no place to stay, so she goes over to Rosie's house and is basically living in her living room now. And Rosie is busy with her work. She doesn't have time for herself. She doesn't have time to breathe, let alone taking care of her sister, who is unemployed. However, the sisters find themselves in a community project where everyone basically basically who is struggling through something goes into this little community to revive an overgrown garden. It's basically like AA, but for people who are going through stuff that is not alcohol and drugs. Actually, somewhat it is. But in this book, basically Rosie is the more outgoing one and Jenna is more who keeps to herself. She's also borderline depressed, so I guess that is the reason here. But the reason I include this book is because you have two very different perspectives from someone who is outgoing and then one person who just doesn't speak, so you really don't know what's happening as well. Are they happy? Are they sad? You don't know. And this is just a beautiful story about getting to know oneself, discovering oneself, healing the relationship between siblings, family, learning about love, learning about all the strength you have as a person in yourself, and you just need a little bit of a push, a little bit of a shove, and you will be where you're supposed to be. There's a lot of wise words being spoken in this book, which I love. And because Jenna is just so silent, closed off, isolated in the beginning, you really see another character arc like the previous books here. She still remains in her shy side. However, she has discovered a lot, and you will see that as you read the book. It's a lot of the everyday stresses of life, everyday mundane tasks, just how you can find the beauty in those small things. Ooh, also Jenna is an artist. I mean, introvert and artist, it's always the case. So we get to see her explore that side of herself as well. And trust me, you will get to learn so much about leading a beautiful life because of this book. It's not only fiction, it is beauty, it is pretty, it has wise words in it, and a shy person as well. And how many sunglasses would I give this one? I actually have to think. I might give it 2, not that extreme, but also a little bit. Yeah, 2 sunglasses. And those, my friends, are the 5 books I recommend for all introverts or anyone who wants to experience the introvert feeling. Read these books. I heavily related to all these books when I was reading them. I definitely have a similar mindset to what these books have, so if you do too, read them. Make sure to like this video if you liked it and subscribe to stay tuned to all the videos I post every single week. Book recs, books, reading, reader, book talk, all of those words I do. Make sure to follow me on all my socials as well. I post every single day and I will see you in my next video. Bye!